Namaste. This is Lacey from Sacred Paths Yoga. What follows is a gentle vinyasa sequence that flows through the earth elements. Join me on this journey, invoking the energy of earth, water, fire, air, and ether to cultivate deeper connection to yourself and to the world around you. We will start in Hero's Pose. Come to a kneeling position with the hips on the heels or on a block and with the spine long. We'll begin by coming to Ganesha Mudra. Holding your left hand in front of your chest, palm facing out and left thumb down. Grasp the left fingers with the right to form a lock with the back of the right hand facing out. The hands are interlocked in front of the chest, representing both the obstacles we meet, but also the strength we hold within to overcome them. This mudra invokes the energy of Ganesha, remover of obstacles, and promotes relief from all types of obstructions in our lives. It can help cultivate positivity and courage when dealing with challenging times. It also directs awareness and energy into the heart center, opening up your lungs and heart to the focus of your meditation. Take a few deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Releasing the mudra, bringing your hands to prayer at the heart center, bowing in to seal this energy into the heart space. And then releasing the hands down, making your way to Child's Pose. And bringing our hips down to our heels and releasing the upper body down to the earth. Relaxing the fingers, the arms, the head and neck. And softening the belly and melting the back of the heart down. You can walk our hands over to the right side, taking a nice stretch into the left side body. The palms are active as the hips reach down and back towards the heels. And breathe deeply into your side body, expanding your rib cage and contracting with each cycle of breath. Hands come back to center, re-establish the length in your spine, and then walk the hands over to the left side. Lengthening from both directions, fingertips to hips. Deep breaths come into the side body as we expand. Walk your hands back to center. Again, lengthening the spine. Walk the fingers out and then slowly release back down with new length. Take your last couple breaths here. Melting down into the earth element, feeling that support, and then rolling forward into tabletop, coming to all fours. Couple cat-cows here to open and awaken the energy of the spine. The inhale, we arch the spine, lifting the tailbone, lifting the gaze. And an exhale to round the spine, tucking the chin into the chest and tucking the tailbone. And a few more breaths, letting the breath guide the movement. Each breath becoming longer, more fluid. As the spine too becomes longer with each cycle. You can take some organic movements here, moving through the head and the neck, maybe some circles. And to move the hips from side to side. Exploring all directional movements of the spine and unlocking any energy that's feeling stuck or restricted there. And from here, when the spine feels more warm, we'll make our way into puppy pose. Walking the arms forward and then melting the chest down to the earth, keeping the hips lifted, pressing the tops of the feet and the shins into the earth as the hips stack over the knees. Gentle engagement of the belly to keep this lift in length. The forehead can remain on the ground or bringing the chin to the earth if you have the space. Activate through the fingertips and take another breath or two here. And slowly we'll slither our way into Sphinx pose. Extending the legs, coming onto the low belly and onto the forearms with the shoulders stacked over the elbows and the heart lifting up. This is a great place to close the eyes and feel and receive the energy of the heart with each breath, with each new opening, each place that's becoming unlocked and unrestricted. Arms are actively engaged into the earth to maintain this lifted action of the heart. Expanding your breath there a couple more times. And then gently releasing all the way down to the earth. Release the arms out to the sides. Palms facing down. Bring your right cheek to the earth. Lift your left leg up. Open your hip. And gently step the left foot behind you. Actively reaching through both fingertips to create a nice long stretch across the chest and the shoulders. Making sure to continue breathing here. Long, even inhales and exhales to maintain that connection. As you're ready, gently release. Left leg re-extends along the mat. We'll switch sides, left cheek to the mat this time. Right leg lifts up, bend the knee, roll over, and step the right foot behind you. Continuing to actively reach through the fingertips, the arms, the chest, and the shoulders. And last breath here. And then gently release, re-extending the right leg along the mat. Bringing your hands close into the chest, palms facing down, elbows in. We'll inhale, rise up into low cobra pose. And exhale, gently lower down. And scoot the hands back a bit. You can widen the feet here a bit and inhale again, low cobra this time, coming up a little bit higher. And exhale, release back down. And again, hands can walk back, feet come a little bit wider. This time pressing into the earth. Inhale, lifting up, cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Gently bend the knees, push the hips back to the heels, and come to child's pose. Reestablishing your connection to the earth, to your breath, and to your intention here. Your next inhale, roll forward back into tabletop, curl your toes under. Exhale, lift the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Take about 10 breaths here to warm up this shape. So take your time to pedal the feet, bending one knee, lowering the opposite heel. Switch sides a couple times to stretch deeply into the calf, the back of the legs, and the hamstrings. Take a big bend in your knees to lengthen the upper body, lifting the tailbone and the hips up to the earth. Wiggle your hips side to side, working into every corner of the body to not only expand the shape, but to expand your awareness. And undulate the spine forward on your inhale, coming into plank pose. Body's in one straight line. Exhale, lowering down, bend the elbows. Come all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale, rising up into cobra pose. Come onto the knees, curl the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, inhaling, walk the feet up towards the hands, making your way to standing forward fold at the top of your mat. Still warming up here, so nice to keep a little bend in the knees. You can take opposite elbows and gently sway side to side. Just moving slowly and mindfully. Give your head a couple shakes, loosening up the neck and any tension that's accumulated there. Release the arms. Keep a bend in the knees. We'll slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, taking your time to rise all the way up into Tadasana, standing mountain pose. You can give your shoulders a nice big shrug up to the ears and release them down the back. Step up to the top of your mat in full attention, Samastitihi, palms facing open. Establish the fluidity in our body by moving through some sun salutations, linking breath and movement. And finding your breath here, in and out. Your inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, folding forward with a flat back. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, heart forward. Exhale, step, hop, or walk back to plank and lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, lifting the heart up. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take 5 breaths here. On your next inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale to the top of your mat, halfway lift, heart forward. Exhale, standing forward folds. Press into the feet, root down to rise up. Inhale, extended Tadasana. Exhale, release. Tadasana, Samastitihi. And again, we'll take an inhale, lift the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips, coming down with a flat back. Inhale, halfway lift, belly in, tailbone back. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step, hop, or walk back to plank and flow through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, untuck the toes, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Allowing the breath to catch up to the movement. We actually want the breath to be leading the way. So see if you can establish a breath that promotes that. Long balanced breaths, movement that follows. Take 2 more cycles here. And take an inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale to the top of your mat, lifting up halfway to lengthen the spine, and then exhale, folding down. Inhale, press down into the feet, rise all the way up, Utthita Tadasana. Exhale through center, releasing the hands, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach the arms all the way back up. Exhale, fold forward here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the earth, step, hop, or walk back to plank, plank, and chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. And feel how each cycle of breath allows this pose to continue to transform. More length for the spine as the hips lift. More length for the backs of the legs as the heels send down. As you're ready, inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale to the top of your mat. Halfway lift for a long spine, and then exhale, fold forward, release. Inhale with a flat back all the way up, extended Tadasana, maybe a back bend, and exhale, hands pass through center, back to Tadasana and full attention, Samastitihi. Your next inhale, reach the arms all the way back up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen. Heart reaches forward, and then exhale, hands come down to the earth. We make our way back through a vinyasa, coming through chaturanga on the exhale, and inhale to lift the heart into upward facing dog, and an exhale to lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring the right knee into the chest, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, lengthen, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to the left elbow. Inhale, right leg reaches all the way up and back. Exhale, we'll open the hips. Bend the right knee, stack the right hip on top of left. And if you'd like, you can flip it over into Wild Thing, planting the ball of the right foot onto the earth and lifting the heart up. Just as carefully, we'll flip it back around. Right leg reaches all the way up to the sky on an inhale. And exhale, step the right foot forward between the hands. Set your feet for Warrior One. And inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, bending down into the right hip. We'll find our flow here. Take an inhale, reach up through the fingertips. And exhale, bowing down into Devotional Warrior. Long inhale, rise back up, Warrior One. Exhale, bowing down, Devotional Warrior. Allow the breath to move you. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, Devotional Warrior. Inhale, rise all the way back up, Warrior One. Exhale, release the hands behind the hips. Interlace the fingers. Take an inhale, open the chest, open the heart. And exhale, bowing down into Humble Warrior. Stay active in your feet and your legs, stretching through the shoulders here and releasing through the neck. Stay with the breath. We'll hold a couple more cycles. And carefully release the arms, staying low. We'll bring both hands to the inner right foot. Preparing for lizard pose, walk the right foot out to the edge of the mat. You can lower the left knee and tuck the toes. Perhaps you stay here on your palms, or if you have the space, you can start to make your way down to your forearms. And softening the hips, any resistance around the hips. Allow that to relax. And keep breathing here. The breath is our tool to allow the mind to quiet. So whenever it goes into panic mode or thinking mode or planning mode, you can return to the breath. Allow our whole system to relax and to remember to be present. Make your way back up onto your palms. Inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale, bend the left knee. Try to reach back for your foot, coming into twisted monkey pose. The heart's lifting up. The gaze is perhaps looking over the right shoulder, coming into a gentle twist. Last breath here. Gently releasing your foot, bringing both hands to plant down at the top of the mat. And we'll step back into plank pose. And take an inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, left knee into the chest. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee to the left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, left knee to the right elbow. One more time. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hips. Left stacks on top of right. Try to maintain the shoulders square, and if you have the space, you can flip over into Wild Thing. Ball of the left foot comes down, lifting up from the back of the heart, and reaching the fingertips. And just as carefully, flip it back around. Take an inhale, lift the left leg, full extension. Exhale, step the left foot forward in between the hands. Set your feet for Warrior One. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, bending into the left knee and squaring the hips. And again, we'll flow with the breath. Take an inhale, reach through the fingers. And then exhale, bowing down into Devotional Warrior. Inhale, flows you up, Warrior One. Exhale, bowing down, Devotional Warrior. Inhale, coming up. And again, exhale, bowing down, belly in, crown of the head reaching forward. Press into the feet, inhale, Warrior One. Exhale, release the hands behind the hips. Interlace the fingers, take an inhale, open the heart, little back bend. Exhale, bowing down into Humble Warrior. So the left shoulder comes to the inside of the left knee. As the arms reach overhead, stretching deeply into the shoulders, relaxing the neck. And continue activating the feet and the legs. We stay rooted in our connection to the earth. Last breath here. And releasing your bind, release both hands to the inner left foot. Walk the left foot to the outside of the edge of the mat. Preparing for lizard pose, dropping the back knee and tucking the toes. Staying on the palms, or if you have the space, making your way down to the forearms. Allowing your hips to soften. Using your breath as your tool. Each breath in, feeling more space being created in the pelvic floor. And each exhale, dissolving any tension, emotions, or blockages that you may be experiencing there. And carefully making your way back up onto the palms. On your inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, bend the right knee. Take hold of the outside edge of the right foot with the left hand. Inhale, lift the heart up. And exhale, gently twist. perhaps looking over the left shoulder. Take another breath in and out. Breathe in and out. Releasing both hands, palms to the mat, and gently step back into plank pose. Take an inhale, establish a long straight body, and then exhale into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot forward in between the hands. Inhale, come all the way up, warrior two. Exhale, bending into the right knee. Stretching the arms out as an extension of the heart. The gaze is over the right fingertips. Hips nice and open. And take another breath. Good. Inhale, extend the right leg. Turn the body to the left, coming into five-pointed star. Both toes point out about 45 degrees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, come down into goddess pose, bending the knees and opening the hips. Shoulders stacked over the hips will flow with the breath. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bring the prayer down in front of the heart. Inhale, arms open and reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands come down into Anjali Mudra. One more time. Inhale, opening up, and exhaling, receiving that prayer down into the heart space. Hands come to the hips. Inhale, extend the legs. Bring the toes in parallel, or toes slightly in. We'll hinge from the hips, coming into wide-legged forward fold. Hands can come down underneath the shoulders. Or if there's another variation in your practice, you may take it here. Pressing in the outer edges of the feet, lifting up through the inner arches of the feet. Spiraling the legs into an internal rotation so we have space in the lower back. And then we'll rise up with a flat back on the inhale. Point the right toes forward, exhale into warrior two. Flip the right palm up, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back into downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa here, you can inhale forward into plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cycling up into upward facing dog. And then with an exhale, hips come all the way up and back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, left leg reaches up to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot forward in between the hands. Back foot spins down. Inhale, spiraling up into warrior two. Exhale, bending into the left knee. Finding the hips nice and open, stretching fully through the fingertips. Take another couple breaths here. Your next inhale, extend the left leg. Turn the body to the right, coming into five-pointed star. Feet pointing out. Reach the arms up to the sky and exhale, come down into goddess pose. We'll flow with the breath here. Inhale, open the arms wide, lift them up, gather your prayer. Exhale, bring it down to the heart center. Again, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands to prayer, Anjali Mudra at the heart. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, prayer is received at the heart center. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, extend the legs. Bring the feet parallel or toes slightly in. Lifting the chest and then exhaling, folding forward into a wide-legged forward fold. Hands come down to the earth, underneath the shoulders, or perhaps walking the arms in between the legs with the palms facing down. Lifting the hips over the heels as the upper body folds. Breath becomes even and fluid. As you're ready, bringing your hands back to the hips, press into your feet. Inhale, rise up with a flat back. Exhale, left toes point forward. We'll sink back down into warrior two. Flip the left palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to frame the foot. Step back into downward facing dog. Option to stay here or take a vinyasa. Inhaling into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips lift even higher. Inhale, roll forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, hips come back to the heels, and come to child's pose. Resting here for a few breaths. And slowly, as you're ready, walk the hands back towards the knees, rolling the spine up one vertebra at a time till you come into hero's pose. Preparing for Kapalabhati here. This is fierce or fire breath, also known as shining skull breath. You can bring your right hand to your belly. If that helps, we're going to make a forceful exhalation through the nose, pumping the belly up and in. So as you're ready, take an inhale and begin. Exhale, 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 exhale. Continuing at your own pace. A few more cycles. Exhale, 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 empty the breath. Take a full cleansing cycle in through the nose and out through the nose. Take a breath in through the nose to 3/4 of your lung capacity, and we'll hold Kumbhaka for a count of 20. Option to release at any time if you feel any strain or tension entering the body. Otherwise, continuing to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the breath. And just a moment to notice the effects of this pranayama practice. Then as you're ready, you can come to all fours, curl your toes under, and push the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the right foot forward in between the hands. We'll come into high crescent lunge, lift the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bending down into the right knee. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips. And then exhale, bring the hands to prayer in front of the heart. We'll twist to the right, bring the left elbow to the outside edge of the right thigh. Hands to heart center. Imagine lifting your heart up to meet this prayer. Left heel pushes back. Palms press in towards one another. The belly draws up and in. We breathe. On your next inhale, we'll release, reach the arms all the way back up into high crescent lunge. Exhale here, preparing for warrior three pose. Start to shift the weights into the right leg. Drag the left foot up until it lifts. I'm working towards bringing the left heel in line with the hips and the shoulders. So our body is in one straight line, hips level. So belly draws in, the hands can be together in front of the heart or reaching forward alongside the ears. Lifted leg is fully activated. And then as you're ready, releasing down into standing split. Hands come to the earth. Inhaling, reaching the left leg a little bit higher. And exhale, we'll hold for another breath or two. Feeling lots of length in the backs of the legs. Lots of heat building here. Take one more inhale, lift. And exhale, we'll come down to seated twist, bending both knees, tucking the left knee behind the right heel, sitting bones come down to the earth. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And exhale, we'll twist to the right. Left arm can hug around the right thigh or hooking it on the outside edge of the right thigh. Right hand is behind, has a little kickstand or a second spine to help us maintain the length of our spine. Each inhale, lifting up through the crown, and exhaling, twisting a little bit deeper, expelling all the breath from the belly. On your next inhale, unwind, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale for a counter stretch. Hands come to the left side. Take a bow down to the earth to release the low back. Push into the palms, lift yourself back up. Uncross the legs and hug the knees into the chest. Preparing for boat pose, start to shift the weight onto the sitting bones. You can lift the feet up till the shins come parallel to the earth, holding on to the backs of the legs, or releasing the hands and reaching the arms forward alongside the legs. So more important here to maintain a lifted heart, reaching up through the crown of the head, long spine. The legs can stay bent, or maybe they start to extend a little bit more. Then we'll release. Cross the legs, roll over the knees, and step back into downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa here. Inhale into plank, exhale chaturanga, inhale upward facing dog, and exhale downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we'll reach the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot forward in between the hands, coming up on the inhale into high crescent lunge. Exhale, stay here, bending into the left knee, stacking the shoulders over the hips. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, join the palms together, bring them down into the heart center, and we'll twist to the left. Bring the right elbow to the outer edge of the left thigh. Full activation in the back leg. Push out through the heel. Press both palms evenly into one another so we can lift the chest up to meet this prayer. Breathe into the belly a couple more times. On your next inhale, unwind, come back up into high crescent lunge. Reach the arms all the way back up to the sky. Exhale, prepare for warrior three. Hands can come together in front of the heart center. Shift the weight onto the left foot. And gently drag the right foot up until it lifts. Working towards bringing the right heel in line with the hips and the shoulders. The lifted leg is fully activated to help maintain this balance. Heart is actively reaching forward. Another breath here. And carefully releasing into standing split. Hands come down to the earth. Right leg reaches higher. Relaxing the head, the neck, and the shoulders. Take another couple breaths, reaching up through the right toes. And preparing to come down to seated twist. Bending both knees, tucking the right knee behind the left heel as the sit bones make their way down to the earth. As you root down, take an inhale to reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, twisting to the left. Right arm hugging or hooking around the left thigh. And finding your breath here to move deeper into this shape. Inhaling from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head. And exhale, bringing out the spine as you twist deeper. A few more times like that, inhaling for length. Exhale to deepen your twist. Your next inhale, reach the arms all the way back up to the sky. Exhale for your counter stretch over to the right, with a gentle bow down to the earth. Push into the palms and carefully lift yourself back up. Uncrossing the legs and hugging the knees into the chest. Preparing for boat pose once more, start to shift the weight onto the sitting bones. Lifting the legs up, keeping the spine nice and long. Belly strong. Release the arms, reach the fingertips forward. Press out through the balls of the feet. Take another breath to lift a little higher. And then exhale, crossing the legs, rolling over the knees, and stepping back into downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Heart lifts and shines up. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Your inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, lower the knees. Send the hips back to the heels for child's pose. And soften. Prepare to flow with our breath again, releasing any heat, any fire that's built up. So reach the palms. Inhale, roll forward into tabletop. Exhale, arch the spine, look up and sigh with a lion's breath. Inhale, round the spine, tuck the chin and the tailbone. Exhale to child's pose. Do that again. Inhale, roll forward into tabletop. Exhale, lion's breath, arch the spine, look up. Inhale, round the spine. Exhale, child's pose. Last one. Inhale, roll forward into table. Exhale with a sigh, lion's breath. Inhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, and then exhale into child's pose. And full release here. And tuning back into the rhythm of your breath. And tuning into your intention, to the energy of the heart. As we move into the air element. This element teaches us to walk the beauty way, to walk with our heart leading the way, to open up and to receive all the bliss and beauty that this life has to offer. Roll ourselves back up into hero's pose. Coming onto the knees. And then coming all the way up into a kneeling position, bringing the knees hip distance apart, preparing for camel pose. Hands can come to the low back for support. Take an inhale, lift the heart up. And exhale, starting to bend backwards. Hips coming forward. Perhaps reaching back for your heels. If you have the space. Maybe dropping the head all the way back. So keep the heart lifting here. And full activation as we take deeper breaths into the chest, expanding our capacity to breathe, to give and receive love with each cycle. Slowly we'll come out the same way we came in, hands to the low back first, slowly rolling up. Coming back to kneeling, release the arms alongside the body, palms facing forward. Take a couple breaths to reestablish the length of the spine. Then bringing your knees together, sit back onto the heels. You can shift your hips over to one side and swing your legs around, extending the legs forward, scooting all the way up to the top of your mat. Preparing for a seated forward fold, and ground down into your seat. Press through the balls of the feet. Keep the heart lifting. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hinging from the hips, fold forward. Release the arms alongside the legs. Inhale for length, heart reaches forward. And exhale, fold deeper. Inhale for length. And exhale to fold. And staying with that action, we'll hold this pose for a few more breaths. And even in this forward folding shape, we're still allowing our heart to lead the way, to guide us forward, deeper into the shape, deeper into our experience in this now moment. And staying with your breath as a meditation, directing that breath, that energy down into the heart space. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, release the hands behind the hips, fingers forward if you can. Point your toes down. On your inhale, lift the hips all the way up into inclined plane. The gaze can remain forward at the toes, up towards the sky, or all the way back. Keep a nice, strong, lifted heart. Take one more inhale. And exhale, slowly release. Hips come all the way down to the earth. And preparing for Janu Shirshasana, we'll bring the right knee into the chest, allow the hip to open, and bring the bottom of the right foot to the inner left thigh. Take an inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hinging from the hips, fold forward. Inhale for length, and exhale, fold. Trying to maintain square shoulders and upper body over the extended leg. As that left leg plugs back into the hip socket, and we reach and activate through the ball of the left foot. We not only gain length for the back of the leg, we gain space in the lower back and the hips. More space to breathe and reach the heart forward with each cycle. And slowly on your inhale, walk the hands back in. Bring the left hand to the inner left shin or thigh. Inhale, reach the right arm back, all the way up and over alongside the right ear. Taking a nice side body stretch. So imagine pushing your left shoulder forward as the right shoulder peels back, spiraling the heart up to the sky. Maybe your gaze follows. Good. On your next inhale, we'll cartwheel all the way up and back, planting the right hand behind the right hip. Roll onto the inside edge of the left foot. We'll lift both hips up to the sky, reaching the left arm back behind you. And then slowly release the hips back down to the earth. And we'll switch legs. Re-extend the right leg. Bring the left knee into the chest. Hip opens. Bottom of the left foot comes to the inner right thigh. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale for length and exhale to fold. And trying as best you can to square the upper body over the extended leg while keeping the sitting bones rooted, leg active, and heart guiding you forward with each cycle of breath. On your inhale, we'll slowly start to walk the hands back in, rolling the spine up, one vertebra at a time. Bring the right hand to the inner right shin or thigh. Inhale, left arm extends back behind you. And exhale, reaching the left arm alongside the left ear. And taking a stretch into the left side body. Each cycle of breath, right shoulder pushing forward, left shoulder peeling back to open the chest and all the space around the heart. And last cycle here. On your inhale, come all the way up, planting the left hand behind the left hip, roll into the inside edge of the right foot, and inhale, lift the hips up to the sky. Right arm reaches back behind you. On an exhale, releasing, hips come down to the earth. Re-extend the left leg. Maybe give them a little shake. Feel new spaciousness in the body. Then bringing the knees into the chest. We'll reset the spine with some cat-cows, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, reaching the heart up, shoulders drop down the back. Exhale, round the spine, belly in, chin to chest. And again, inhale, heart reaches forward and up, shoulders release. Exhale, rounding, chin to chest. Good. Inhaling, coming back to neutral. Scoot up to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Reach the arms forward and exhale, slowly lower down to your back, one vertebra at a time. And setting ourselves up for a bridge pose here. So the feet are hip distance apart. Walk the heels in closer to the hips. Reach the arms alongside the body, shoulders away from the ears. As you inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, stay here or interlace the hands, rolling the shoulders under the body, pressing down for a bit more traction to lift up. The gaze is gently down towards the heart center, so invite your breath to fill that space. Take another cycle in and out. In and out. And tuck the shoulders, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, slowly come back down to your back. Place the right hand over the heart, left hand to the belly. Walk the feet to the edges of the mat and allow the knees to fall in towards each other to integrate that shape. To allow that expansion to be received in the heart center. Setting ourselves up for our second back bend or second heart opener. Can come back into bridge pose and stay here. Or preparing for full wheel, hands come underneath the shoulders, press up onto the crown of the head, and then extend the arms, coming into your fullest expression of this shape. Maybe holding for a few breaths or gently coming down as you're ready, very gently and mindfully. And we'll meet back in that same resting pose, coming down to our backs. Feet widen, knees fall in towards each other. And sealing in the energy of the heart by placing the left hand over the heart, the right hand to the belly. And close your eyes and simply breathe, feel, and receive. Last heart opener, preparing for fish pose. Hands come underneath the hips, palms facing down, extend the legs. Activate the legs, point the toes. Inhale, come up onto the forearms, lift the chest, open the heart. And gently lower the crown of your head to the mat. So very little to no weight on the crown of the head. You maintain this lightness by pressing down into the palms and the forearms and by keeping the heart lifted. Few breaths here, and then gently sliding out, untucking the arms and releasing all the way down to your back. On your next inhale, take a full body stretch. Extend the arms overhead, point the toes. Exhale, bring both knees into your chest and give yourself a hug. Come into a supine twist, lowering the knees over to the right side. The knees can stack. The chest opens. Both arms can extend, or you can place the right hand over the left thigh to gently guide your knees down. For a deeper stretch, the gaze can turn towards the left. Breathe into the belly and allow the back of your heart to melt down to the earth. On your next inhale, bring the knees back into the chest. And exhale, lower the knees over to the left side. Again, extending the arms out from the heart center. And this time, maybe the gaze is over the right fingertips. And slow the breath down here as we literally unwind our practice. And start to reestablish our connection to our breath if we've lost it somewhere along the way. As we come closer and closer to our final relaxation. So as you breathe here, exploring the body, seeing if there's anywhere else you're holding, and let it go. You can inhale the knees back into the chest. Give yourself another hug. And then exhale, we'll come into our happy baby pose. Taking hold of the outside edges of the feet with the hands, gently pulling the knees down towards the side body. Whole spine connected to the mat and gently rocking side to side. Relaxing where you can. The shoulders, the chest, the gaze. Moving through any last bits of tension you're finding along the spine or in the hips. Take another breath here. And then releasing the feet, hug the knees back into the chest. Take your knees in a couple circles in each direction. Last little massage for the spine. Finding balance and symmetry. Give yourself one last squeeze and then bring the bottoms of the feet together. Release them down to the mat, knees falling open into Supta Baddha Konasana. Reclined butterfly pose. Arms reaching out, palms facing up in this gesture of receptivity. Acknowledging all of your energy and efforts in this practice so far. And letting them be fully received and integrated. And find a nice, soothing, balanced breath to support you and guide you into your final state of relaxation. You may hold here a bit longer, or as you feel ready, you can bring your hands to the outside edges of your thighs. And use your arms to gently close the knees back together. And then extending one leg out and then the other, coming into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Take a big breath in. Full sigh out. You let the breath go, let everything go, any movements, any thoughts, and return to this state of bliss.